What up, though? What up, though? And welcome to the Retired Hood Rat Podcast in the building. I am your host, comedian T.Barb, and we are on Detroit is Different. Make sure you go subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my Facebook page, and also you can hear this same episode live on Spotify, Google Play, and all of those things this Thursday morning. So every Monday, meet us live online at 9. And on Thursday, you can hear all of the episodes. It's the Retired Hood Rat Podcast, which is all about how did you retire from being a hood rat. Today, we are doing our recap of 2022 because, baby, 2022 was out cold, okay? We had a lot of moments, and we got a lot of stuff to cover. We going deep. We going from Young Miami to Roe versus Wade because we want to talk about it all. Today, we have two special guests. First off, in studio, you see her travel all across the country. She just did New Year's Eve weekend with the one and only Rodney Perry, one of the funniest in the game. And out the D, give it up for Hershe The Entertainer.
Yeah. See my eye focus. Okay, this camera.
Ooh, and we is ready. Hershe, you ready?
I stay ready. Don't get ready.
Listen, and we even have a special guest. This is the bestie. Okay, this is my real life best friend. What we going on 22 years, girl. We 23 this year. I want y'all to give it up for Kalita. We're gonna call her the bestie for the show too. There you go.
Hi, the bestie's here. Hey, everybody.
Straight out of LA. So we got a in the building.
Y'all hood rats got me up at 6 a.m. California time. So what's really good? We're gonna get into some things.
Oh, we just gonna talk.
I was just concerned you said retired. You was like, what made you retire? I said, who said I retired? But all right.
Listen,
Say no more.
Relapse is a part of recovery.
Look, that's also a part of our new 2022s is letting people identify the way that they want to identify, right?
Let's go.
Pronouns.
You identify as a current hood rat. I identify as retired. It's okay. We all good.
I plead the fifth like Kelsey.
We got.
She got immunity.
Oh, here we go. Meg Thee Stallion. You know that was a huge thing. But before we get started, if this is your first time watching the show, we always start with our retired hood rat word of the day, which is my chance to be the Ayala of the ghetto. Okay, and give some inspiration. Then we go over into our hood rat prayer. It's not about Hishnu, Jehovah. I get it. It's just about putting positivity in the air. And then we gonna get off into these topics. Because baby, we got a bunch of them. Hopefully we can get through as many as possible. And I hope that your new year was happy. But what I want to talk about today on my retired hood rat word of the day too is that one thing about life is that you always get another chance every day that you wake up. So a lot of people go into the new year and they say they have New Year resolutions. Well, I would like to call them New Year solutions. Because it shouldn't be New Year, new me. It should be New Year, better me. And that's the way I see it. No, I don't want to change because a lot of times we think that completely changing is what's going to make things better. No, it's no point in reinventing the wheel. Just make it better. Okay, you are you for a reason. Be you. If you loud, be you. If you like this, do that. Just do it in a better way. Stop thinking that every year you just have to completely change who you are. Because let me tell you something, and this is how you know I'm fat. This is how you know I'm fat, right? I'm fat because, remember, have you ever been to a restaurant, right? And then they bring out the recipe that you love, but then they say this is the new improved version, and you like, ugh, this ain't what I came here for. Mm-hmm. I came here for my wings fried hard. Okay, I didn't come here for y'all to start baking the wings. Only thing they needed to do is maybe improve, add something to it. So a lot of times when we are completely changing, that's when we're missing the mark. Don't let the new year make you feel like you have to completely change who you are. Okay? It's not New Year, new me. It's New Year, same me, but improved versions. So if you have things that you want to improve in your life, improve those things. But don't think that you have to completely change who you are because we crossed the new year or a new day or a new week. Be you. The reason people follow you is because you are who you are. Okay? They don't follow you because they want you to change. You've been who you are all these years. Just because we switch over to 2023 does not mean that you change to another person. So be you, build on the foundation you have, and make that foundation better. That's our retired hood rap word of the day. We got a new engineer over here. He don't know what he's doing. This is my little baby son. He don't know how to take Kalita digging in her hand. He ain't switch the camera or nothing. You gotta click the button up. Look at you. Go on, baby son. That's called free child labor. That's gonna be our message next week. Turn your kids into slaves and workers. You don't gotta pay them but food. Okay, so that's the retired rap word of the day. Make sure you tune in for that. And now it's time for our prayer. Y'all ready to pray, ladies, real quick? Amen. Okay. Bow your head. But if you driving, don't bow your head. Because I ain't got time for nobody to be saying I'm the reason that they car insurance went up. And in Detroit, the car insurance already $2,000 a month. My car note $149, my car insurance $449. That's how we rolling in the deep. But here we go. Dear God, thank you so much for bringing us into another year. We know that life is a gift, and that's a lot of people did not make it to see it to today. Let us honor those who we have lost legacy by continuing to live our lives in the best way fit. God, I just ask that you put in somebody's heart individuality, happiness, okay, uniqueness, and let them understand that what makes them unique is what makes them special, and allow them to continue to be special. Allow them to continue to be an individual and bring that thought process to the forefront. Whatever it is that you have for these people, God, I just ask that you give it to them. You give it to them in the best way, and you allow their visions to match their dreams. Amen. Look, did you hear that part? Did you know I was a pastor? I bet you did not know I was a pastor, did you, Hershe?
Hey, everybody has a ministry.
Everybody has a ministry. That's what I'm talking about. You ready for your ministry?
Oh, yeah. Don't worry, y'all. I guess.
You guess. Okay, baby. It's the Retired Hood Rat Podcast in the building. It's your girl, comedian T.Barb. Don't forget to subscribe, click, and like, and tell a friend to tune in. And if you want to advertise with us, get with me, okay? Because I'm a good advertiser. Watch this. Here go a commercial. Loving in our purpose. If you or your loved one have Medicaid and need assistance today, call Loving in Our Purpose. 1-800-975-5812, servicing the Southeast Michigan area. Loving in Our Purpose. Help love on purpose. 1-800-975-5812. See, bow.
That made me feel like, I just felt like she was about to say, you have mesothelioma? Like, I just felt like this about to go right into that. I was like, this is a mesothelioma commercial. I know a mesothelioma when I hear it.
Listen, I am so impressed that you pronounced mesothelioma in such a great way.
Everybody can,
Everybody
can do it.
This is my girl Hershe The Entertainer in the building, and we had a bestie Kalita in the building, streaming all the way from California. It is our 2022 on screen recap, 2022 recap, and let me tell you something. You know what's so funny about this, Hershe? Okay, so if you know my best friend, right? She knows it all, and I've always told her like you should be on the radio because she got all of the juice.
All the tea.
So I said, we're going to come up with some topics, right?
Uh-huh.
I woke up this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up this morning. It's 27,000 topics.
Yeah.
Kalita kicked that boy off. Reggie was like, dang, because my son.
Oh, so you did get my email?
Yes, I got it this morning.
Because it's not going through. Yeah. So the bestie takes it serious. I'm kind of, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. So we got this thing going. We got this thing going from January to December because every month 2022 was giving us the business or giving us other people business, I should say.
I was so happy to get rid of that damn year. Whew.
2022?
Oh, wore me out.
It
wore me thin. Probably one of the worst years in a long time. I was like, get out of here. I was ready for it.
I agree. It didn't start off for me well personally either. January this month, my father died 2022. So it didn't start off well for me. But I didn't personalize this. But that 2022 was the year of the millennials, right? We turned 40 and
I call 2022 the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they say the older you get, and I think that that's something that they don't necessarily prepare people for in their life. They prepare us to get older and say we might have health ailments, but nobody prepares you for the amount of death that you will endure the older you get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You experience death, but it seems like the older you get, it's like, damn, not the dog, like, geez.
Everybody.
Right.
And then we lost a lot of comedians. We talked about that last night. We lost a lot of comedians this year. So Grim Reaper was rebrand, honey.
And rest in peace to all of our comedy family we lost, including, and I guess we can get started with this, Boogie B.
Yeah.
So rest in peace to comedian Boogie B. Kalita and I met him together at Keep Your Distance in LA, actually this year. And he was one of those people. He's from New Orleans. He was one of those people that was so cool. You felt like you knew him forever.
Forever. Right. Right.
And he died, actually flew home from LA to New Orleans and got shot outside of a grocery store in the car. Wasn't even intended for him. He had been home about 8 hours, they said. And they said he didn't feel any pain. And I am very sad about it.
Yeah, it's sad that when you go home, you have to be so heavily guarded. It just broke my heart listening to the story about how it happens. Like, then you can't even go home, and kick it with your people.
And he was a New Orleans advocate. Yeah. You would have to really, everything was about New Orleans.
First of all, his page was dedicated. Like, I was like, well, who gonna stress us out and give us the New Orleans facts? You know what I'm saying? And my daughter is at Xavier, so I low-key will be tagging her, like, you need to follow this page so you know what to do, what not to do, where to go, where not to go. Yeah. So definitely a large loss to the comedic family and to the city of New Orleans and to his family. So condolences to everybody that knew Boogie B and that's missing him now.
We got a list.
We had Teddy Ray.
Yeah.
David.
Dirty South, Marcus
Combs.
We talked about. God. We had a whole list last night, and it was just like, wow.
It was what's her name? Ross B.
I do know Ross B.
Ross B.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she passed.
Wow.
It just was a lot. And speaking of, the Queen of England passed in 2022. Queen Elizabeth.
That's what she.
How y'all feel about that?
Girl, she been dead for the last 20 years. Excuse me.
Say it again, Dusties. Listen.
Girl, that was getting on my nerves. They said, but the Queen dead. I was like, Beyonce? Bitch, because I don't know no other Queen.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Everybody was crying about it. I was like,
she's 175. Like, has she not lived a life? I mean,
yeah, I don't feel a lot about that, but all right.
I mean, she has literally been through, BC, AD. I mean, what else y'all want her to do?
BC and AD. Listen, when you look at the videos of the Queen and they show you like her with the septum, you know what I'm saying? You feel like you in 1844. It's just like
1844.
She be having the big ruby. She just stole it from some indigenous
country. That's
Africa.
And I don't care what they say. That lady was 135 years old.
Sure was. And the prince, what was her husband? The King Charles, baby, he was on ice. They had him on ice in the house. When they showed that picture of that man,
King Charles, remember the movie Vacation in that Body?
No, he didn't
walk around there.
Yeah, that was King Charles.
He was opaque, like we could see through him. I'm like, y'all don't let this man just go and rest in peace or wherever he gonna rest, wherever y'all going for all the shit that y'all done did.
All this stuff they did. No wonder she stayed alive for so long, though. Who want to go to hell and you already know you got some bodies in the building? Man. They waiting on your ass.
Wakanda forever.
It's a lot of stuff to that family too, so I wasn't really crying about it because y'all do your research on that son, honey.
Ooh, and have y'all watched the Harry and Meghan trilogy?
No.
You gotta watch it. It put a different spin on the Harry and Meg thing. Shout out to Gerald Bowie who says, what up, though? T.Bot says amen. And of course, Gerald says R.I.P. Boogie. Make sure you drop a comment if you're watching live on YouTube. Thank you. If you're watching live on the Facebook fan page, thank you. Drop some comments. Let us know what's going on with your life. The next thing to me this year, okay, we're going to switch to the gossip train. Young Miami and Diddy.
Yeah. Oh.
Because I heard she just spent New Year's Eve with him too. And he just had the baby love.
They're all on the boat together. I mean, I don't know what the shock is at this point. She's 28 years old. She's dating a billionaire. She's let it be known that, look, I'm going to get it how I live. Y'all bitches going to have to get me off of him the best way you can. I ain't worried about it. She wearing her body out having the babies. Not me. I'm spending the money and looking cute. I mean, now, granted, for those of us, if we want to get deep and be like, oh, we don't want our daughters, but your daughters, this shouldn't be your daughter's role model anyway. I mean, you know, or whomever. So this girl is living her life. I just feel like it is what it is. I feel like I'm gonna go out on a limb and take a little jab. I don't even feel like Cassie was showcased the way that Miami is getting showcased.
Because you gotta understand though, it's a PR stunt too though. Cassie was
it's a benefit for both of them.
Yeah,
it's a benefit for both. I mean, she's giving Puffy that lane to come back and be relevant for this age and this era. You know, because we know Puff, we know Love is Puff Diddy, Puff Daddy. You know, we know him from that era, the shiny suits, and we did our thing with Puff.
Right, too many.
This era really just knows Diddy as Miami's boyfriend or sugar daddy or whatever he is.
Right.
So he needed that so he can come back and say, she don't want my love. And then
take that.
Yeah, so nothing really shocks me because I think if those of us who lived through the 90s, we saw Diddy Diddying. We've been seeing Diddy Diddying for the last 20-something years. This ain't nothing new. It's just
Diddy bopping through the females for a long time.
Yeah.
He be in the video. Take that. I wonder when Diddy hitting it, he like, take that. You know,
and this whole thing about, you know, the blended family on the yacht, that was going on when Kim was alive. Rest in peace.
Yep.
But Cassie just had to be on the bottom of the boat when Kim was alive. She was.
I think Cassie was almost like the waitress on the boat. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. Cassie was on the rowboat when Kim was alive. She wasn't on the main deck.
But I think that's why Cassie wasn't highlighted as much either. Because one thing I will say about the Young Miami versus Cassie, Young Miami kind of came in, you know what I'm saying? Diddy wasn't in a relationship per se when she stepped in. Whereas with Cassie was the artist turned, you know what I'm saying? Cassie was the artist turned girlfriend, which really benefited her. So we can talk about Cassie, but Cassie wouldn't have had the life Cassie probably have now if she wouldn't have dipped off with Diddy.
Let me tell you something. One thing I'm gonna give Puff, Diddy, Love, whatever his name is today, is he know how to upgrade bitch. I'm just gonna say it. You blink your eyes and they look like money. I'm just telling you, and you see it. You know, Miami went away, got a little body done, came back, whole wardrobe, everything elevated. Every time you see her, she's fresh. Cassie, same thing. The story behind Cassie's shaved head was that they said Puff was in the VIP in the club in Hollywood. He sees a white girl with half of her head shaved. He look at Cassie. He say, I want you to shave half of your head tonight. She does it. That shit goes viral. And remember, I think I even had that hairstyle at one point. Everybody had the shaved and the long and all of that. So, you know, Puff, for what it's worth, I think is a pillar in our culture for a lot of different things.
But let me ask y'all. Let me ask y'all since we talk about the Puff. How y'all feeling about the conspiracy with
his wife? I mean, with Kim.
Yeah, with the book that was supposed to drop in the videos about Puff and Kim mysteriously dying.
So hold on. So tell us about that, because that's something I don't know about.
Oh, go ahead, besties.
No, I don't know about this. So Kalita knows. So hold on.
Well, I don't really know. I've just in scrolling.
Yeah.
No. Well, supposedly, from what I've seen, I guess Kim was in the midst of writing some type of book that was going to talk about a lot of the stuff that was going on in the industries. Supposedly, one of the things was going to be his relationship with the boys.
His relationship with the boys. Because, you know, I read the Video Vixen book, right? Well, did you read the Video Vixen book? Hershe, you read it, Kalita, I'm sure. Corinne Steffens, Video Vixen. And so in the book, she talks about exhibit taking her to a party with Puff Daddy, and the party was a lot of, you know, man on man.
Jaguar Wright also talked about it.
Yeah. So Puff has been known for being a down low guy,
but it's supposed to be bigger than that. So apparently now Kim's assistant or something has the book, and she's on the run. When Kim died, right before she died, they went in there, or when she died, they went in there and ransacked her house and took all her videos, her books, and everything. They said that was supposed to be real suspect.
Oh, so because I could believe somebody got a video of Diddy getting that butt pop for sure. But then the thing is, let me ask you this though: if that does come out, do you think that that's going to change Diddy's image? No, I don't think it's gonna make a difference. Look at
let's keep it real. I mean, Diddy has managed and or signed at one point in time some of the hardest rappers, some of the hardest artists. They still rock with him. They've probably seen them doing some of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and in this climate, you know, we were talking about it. Some friends and I, you know, look, I'm sorry, I'm tongue tied. When I think back to high school, I can't even name one person that was gay openly. Yeah, I can't.
I had one, and not openly. I didn't. Because my thing is, don't you hate high school? Because you had that friend that you knew he was saucy as hell trying to date a girl. Hey, boo, that's my girlfriend. Bitch, get your. You knew it. But the girl was always like somebody kind of unattractive, excuse my language, because I think everybody looked good. But the gay guy was always going with the biggest girl that was the most unattractive because she was going to accept that
cover story. It's
the cover story. Or the beard. That's what the guys say, the beard.
Yeah, the beard. Yeah.
Well, either way, we'll see in 2023 if Diddy and Young Miami, if they keep going or whatever.
She ain't going nowhere as long as he coming with that bag.
He said 500,000.
The pictures are already posted. They got the family photos, including the new baby with her earphones on, which means the baby mama is on the boat because she's lactating still, I'm sure. Everybody's on the boat. Everybody can get on the boat. Megan is no longer driving the boat. Diddy's driving the boat. Everybody is.
Speaking of, because you segue us to Meg, and shout out to Glamourholic Mia Ray, Detroit designer, who actually has Diddy's twin daughters as her spokesperson for the Glamourholic line. So I thought that was a great move. Huh? Yeah, those are her first models. Meg Thee Stallion.
Okay, can I say something about the twins real quick in honor of Kim? Yes. When I say they are gorgeous, like
they are gorgeous.
Those little girls are so pretty. I just see Kim when I look at them, and I know it's like almost hunting Puff if all of that is true because they look just like their mama. But okay.
And somebody shout out to everybody on TikTok. Somebody on TikTok say so. Miami and escort now $500,000 a month to do what? To look cute. I'm doing it for 500,000.
Y'all giving it up for nothing.
I was like, this girl's doing it for Big Mac and shoes. So yeah,
that's why I like being a retired hood rat because the thoughts is the one who's.
Some of y'all doing it for the Cheesecake Factory. Okay? Y'all going to the Cheesecake Factory.
There you go. There you go.
The thoughts drove the price of coochie down. Okay, but us hood rats, it was at its highest peak in the world. Okay, we had the 90s type of drug dealers, but that's another story. Meg Thee Stallion, Hershe. What's your thoughts on
we going all the way to that right now? That's like the end. Okay. We're gonna talk about her right now. Let's get it over with. Okay.
Well, mine is short. Mine is short.
Mine too.
I didn't watch none of the trial because I knew when they first announced that she got shot, and I heard everybody say everybody was lying. The end.
So you thought they was lying
the whole time? Everybody's story was shady.
Okay. Nah. When you say thought they was lying, do you think that Meg got shot, or do you think they were lying about who shot her and all that?
I think she probably got. I don't even know who was shot. I think she probably got injured badly, or probably grazed or whatever. But whatever. Even if she got shot, everybody was laughing. Everybody was lying. That's the end. That's where. That's it.
Kalita, bestie, what's your thought on Meg Thee Stallion Tory Lanez? Because I heard a lot of conspiracy theories. People's arguing with me saying that Roc Nation set up the show.
Right. Yeah. You know, Roc Nation is the new you know, you stumped your toe, Roc Nation. You know what I'm saying? That's the new thing right now going on. Well, okay. When it first came out, I was like, okay, if Tory shot her, you know, that's foul. Little man syndrome. Okay. Right. If that's what's going on. I said, like everybody else, I wasn't going to speculate. I wait. And as much as I didn't want to pay attention, it was like we was getting the play-by-play
I'm sorry.
If you just logged on, you was getting the play-by-play of the court. You know, the court was here. So, you know, this was, you know, we in Hollywood out here. So this is on TV and, you know, they giving us the play-by-play. And even when you logged on to social media, you getting the play-by-play of all this inconsistent, and they dropping bombs. Everybody screwing everybody mad. 1 minute they all fighting. Then it's just some person fighting. Then they say Tory shooting in the air. Then they say Kelsey popped the trunk. Listen, Kelsey came in demanding to make sure she was gonna walk out free. It's some things that happened there that we'll never know. And maybe Rock Nation is, you know.
Oh, how did I do that? I'm sorry.
I don't know what happened. Hold on. Kalika was saying maybe Rock Nation. What? Kalika, you back.
I was saying, you know, maybe Rock Nation is coming through like, you know, like the Dream Team did for OJ, making, you know, they're gonna make sure, you know. But I will say this: if the man, the call from the jail was pretty damning, where he kind of basically was like, I would have never did that. I was just so drunk. So in essence, he told on himself in different ways. And he left room for the jury to feel like, well, what the hell are you talking about if you didn't shoot her? Okay, and then I guess they're saying because he didn't take the stand, it was damning. But I'm like, if he would have got on the stand, it would have been 10 times worse. You already know that. Sorry.
Before you move on past that, I want to say this. How many times have we been, well, I haven't, but people have been wasted to the point where somebody could tell you a story happened that you automatically assume happened, and it necessarily didn't happen. So I'm not saying that's the case, but he could have been so.
I think they all.
He could have been so faced it, because I know I've been in a situation with somebody and they were drunk, and I told them they actually started threesome and it wasn't them, it was me. But the fact of the matter is, I'm saying you can make people think something when they inebriated like that. So,
and I agree with you because you can speculate, because he calls her collect the next day or the same night, you know, and she's calm and cool and collected. So, you know, you can speculate. You don't know what her mental state was. Maybe she was in shock. You know, I don't know. You who knows? But she was able to give every single detail on this 2-hour confession she gave to the police, the LAPD. However, when she got on the stand, the only thing she seemed to remember was everything that Megan did, nothing that Tory did. So I don't know if she got that money and it's in the Swiss account. Did you see she had? I don't know if she took the money, because supposedly, you know, what they got Tory on is that he also bribed them to give him $1 million not to say nothing. So we know for sure that Meg's security took the million, because that nigga skipped court.
Well, some people are saying that they feel like the security had something to do with it.
Listen, the neighbor said at one point all of them was fighting.
I can believe it.
Security. Everybody.
The security hemmed him up after he probably saw the incident.
No. He made it seem like He made it seem like they were attacking Megan.
But what I'm saying is,
it was a fight where they was on Megan.
Hold on.
Like the security was hitting Megan.
This is what the testimony was saying. Kelsey said that she was talking to Tory first and didn't even know that Tory and Meg were dating until this incident happened. I guess they returned to the party, which is where they brought Tory out. The bodyguard, some people are saying that the bodyguard and Tory were tussling over the gun, and the bodyguard may have been the one who actually pulled the trigger. I mean, we'll never know.
What Tory said when he first got to the party, they gave him 5 shots as soon as he got in.
Yeah,
Tory get drunk all the time. What I don't like about him was his
bourgeoisie.
I didn't do nothing. And then what about the daddy? What about the daddy being bald head with a razor line?
With a part, you can't trust him. Look, I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? You just can't.
Daddy had a whole haircut. I never seen a haircut with no hair. That was my first time.
My nigga had a shadow fade Beijing bald with a part.
Oldest barber in the country.
What you call it? The shadow fade Beijing.
Shadow fade Beijing bald.
We need to go to Tory Lane Daddy Barber. The barber is everything.
I'm gonna say the lanes heads be heading. I don't know what's going on, but they heads be heading, baby.
Their heads
be got some shit going on up there too. Can you imagine what Tory is looking like in the LA County jail right now? That nigga head is looking like a little balled up Brillo pad. If they snatch that shit off his head in there, oh Lord.
Tory about to bust it down, bust it down.
They told him, if you ain't do it, prove it.
Thank you.
They say you're gonna have to do more than just say it.
You gotta do more than say it.
You gonna have to do more than just say it.
Prove it.
Prove it. You need a honey bun? Come by my room, cause you know somebody is that boy at the door like, can we check on me?
Why are we like this?
And we are
So
like
we-
this. Sorry.
So,
It's the entire Hoodrat podcast.
another
Make sure you follow us, comedian T.Barb on YouTube, and you can watch us live on Facebook, comedian T.Barb. Shout out to everybody. Don't forget, every Monday at 9 a.m. we're live, and you can listen to all my episodes of the podcast every Thursday on Spotify. If you want to advertise with us, hit me up, T.Barb Entertainment at gmail.com. That's T-B-A-R-B Entertainment at gmail.com. One word. You can advertise with us. Be on the show. It's lit. Don't forget, every week we have a new topic. Okay. Today we're talking about the recap of 2022. So we did the Meg Thee Stallion. Let's take it to something a little more serious. What about Roe versus Wade? How did everybody feel this year? The Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, which has been in play for years. There's been a lot of ban on abortions. A lot of states have taken it into their own hand, including Michigan, where we voted yes on Proposal 3, which puts abortion rights into our local constitution. Hershe, how did you feel about the Roe versus Wade being overturned?
This actually is a more difficult subject for me because I feel like when it comes to this topic, no man should be able to decide that. That's just the first thing. Now, do I believe that women should use abortion as a contraceptive? No, like we're not just gonna be like, oh, no. But in moments, I've had an abortion because I had been sexually assaulted by a family member, and I didn't want to have a child, obviously, and I was super young. But I think in situations like that, and whatever another personal reason is, I think women should have that right. And I don't feel like men should be able to tell us anything about that because y'all just shouldn't. That's like us saying, hey, you can't get vasectomy, or you can't get when they take the skin back. But like we can't make that decision.
A circumcision.
That one too. Like, yeah, like we can't do that. And I just feel like that's not for a man to decide. So that definitely hit me different. I was very disappointed. But I think we in trouble.
In trouble. Bestie, how did you feel? And especially being in California, which is one of the most progressive, because y'all just passed some laws. I was like, what the hell? How did you feel about the Roe versus Wade?
I'm not gonna lie, it was very sad. It was like a gut punch as a woman in 2022 to hear that, you know, women and young girls were going to be potentially dying trying to figure out how to terminate an unwanted pregnancy for whatever the reason was. Now, I don't agree with abortion being used as your form of birth control, of course, but to know that, you know, even if it was due to some type of ailment, you know, women of certain ages, you know, doctors give you a choice as to whether you want to continue a pregnancy, and to know that you couldn't even have that choice, knowing that maybe you were going to carry a baby and it was going to die. You know what I mean? And some people can't recover from that. So just to know that a room full of white men in the middle of a pandemic, the PPP, fraud, ED, all this other stuff that you guys could be handling and talking about, gun laws, gun control. Well, we don't even go there because, you know, anyway, that women were back on the chopping block, or we were used as a distraction for them to do whatever it is that they were doing that they really wanted to do. So that Roe versus Wade was really to distract us from a lot of the social issues that were going on in the world that we were still focused on, stemming from the George Floyd thing. You notice that every time we started to kind of gain some momentum or some traction as Black people and some solidarity, that boom, here comes something else. There's another variant of the COVID. Oh, it's 3-4 moons now. We need to see the next moon. We're gonna have a solar eclipse. 2-2-2-2. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all this different shit to distract us from stuff that we should have been paying attention to. And I think Roe versus Wade was another one. You know what I mean? It was just like they did that in our face, but underneath the, you know, just kind of just cruised on in with it. And it was like, boom. Of course, I'm here in California where our governor, Mr. Governor Newsom, immediately let it be known that Mr. Newsom, and I think he's going to be running for our next president. I think that's why.
Well, get ready to open up the floodgates, okay? Because
he moving,
he's changing laws left and right. We'll have to get into that another time because that'll be the
That's
whole
another time because it's a mix. That's a big mixed bag of nuts.
Laws. He got food stamp laws. I'm talking about he is addressing the most basic food restaurant worker.
We have a law where they cannot use California cannot use rap lyrics in the courtroom.
You sure didn't, which was a good one. Which was a good
one. It's a good law. He said, no, we're not doing that.
That segues us to our next one. Young and Gunna. Child. They used the rap lyrics, which was not one of the first, because New York has done that several times, but it was one of the biggest rapper, one of the first cases where they used rap lyrics in a RICO case with Young Thug and Gunna. Gunna just got out. A lot of people are saying that Gunna snitched on Young Thug. Khalida, thoughts on that?
Let's talk about it. We are from the era of where when you sign up to be a member of an organized alleged, because we're gonna use allegedly on this show because we don't
know. Let's go alleged.
This how you allegedly. Know this. Everything is alleged because this is how you got to talk these days.
What you say? So, allegedly.
Allegedly, that will always be used. And I even put it in my notes. Tiffany can tell you I got allegedly all through the notes. So allegedly, if you sign up or choose to be a part of an organized organization that could be deemed a gang, if it's 5 or more of you guys, they can call it a gang. And you choose to carry out criminal activities in the name of this gang, and then you get arrested, that's a part of the equation. You chose that. So if my ass, hold on. Now, if my ass is riding in the seat with Gunna, and I'm just a date, and I don't know, nigga, I'm telling. Yep. We just picked up a bag from the trap house. Nigga, I didn't know. I'm out of here. I didn't sign up for that shit. He did though. So here's the thing. People have a problem because some people are saying that we are confusing plea deals with snitching, and that's not what it is in legal terms. The streets say it's snitching. When the DA asks you, do you agree that Jeffrey, whatever, I don't know what the young man's last name is, allegedly, Young Thug.
Jeffrey Thug.
Okay. Is the leader of YSL. Every single 80 of they asses who have taken the plea is saying, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They get real country now. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
This guy will start crying.
And the whole thing that they were trying to say, Thug's defense is saying that this is a record label. And you niggas is getting in here saying that it's a gang. Whether you're saying that you're gonna plead the 5th when it's time for the trial to start or not, it's damaging. They're trying to get Thug as the leader of an organized criminal gang. And mind you, let's be clear, this is a state RICO case. So that's why they're pardoning a lot of these people, but that does not mean that the feds can't come right behind it and pick it up. So you niggas listen, so the ones who's taking these pleas, they can still face federal charges. So I don't even know what.
I think she's starting a precedent by doing that. Because someone just brought up, shout out to TikTok, Bobby Shmurda. They used his lyrics against him as well in New York. And I think what happens is it's almost like with the Roe versus Wade, just tying it in. Things happen under our nose in a minute way. That's why people have to understand sometimes it's bigger implications. That's just like with the vaccine. And now we're not going to tap on that too much. It wasn't whether you take it or not. That's your business. It's the point that they wanted us to divulge whether we took it, which then takes our HIPAA rights for other things away. Once they take your right for one thing, once they say, okay, now you willing to tell me if you vaccinated, you willing to tell me this. Next thing you know what? You gotta tell me if you got HIV. You got to tell me if you have cancer. You have to divulge these things. It's no.
But this is yet another court case that is a bit of a circus because they are referring to these people with their rap names. Like what is going on? So you would call them Young Thug in court. What is this? I mean, like it's a lot going on here. I think they said Thug lawyer had a real huge victory because one of the main searches that they did where they got a lot of evidence, guns and drugs, they have to throw all that out because they didn't have a warrant to get those items. So that's one big win for him. However, from what I read, if he's even convicted on one charge on this RICO, he faces 20 years. If he's convicted on more than one, he's facing life in prison.
Patrick. RICO, and I don't like that because we are one of the most punitive for non-violent crimes in the world. Anywhere else in the world, the only time people get double digits is when they actually harm someone physically. So I think that's too much.
Can I say one last thing about this?
Punchline brought up a good point. Rap is the only genre where they feel like you have to actually be doing what you're talking about. So in rock and roll, they can pretend. In acting, they can pretend. In R&B, a girl could sing a love song about being in love, and you know this coochie is dry. But we still gonna sing along to it because that's just a part of the art. And he brought up that we're not allowed to. The rappers are too busy living exactly what the lyrics are instead of it being entertainment. Yeah. That's the only field where you have to be a real gang banger.
But you don't though. But you don't. But you don't. I mean,
because Tekashi 6ix9ine, damn sure ain't.
Somebody gonna smack the shit out of him.
I just wait. My question with the whole Young Thug, this is the only thing I was concerned about with the whole case, and I'm stupid. I want to know how the hardest nigga of the whole crew
wore the dress.
One that wore the dress.
Listen. That's the whole other issue. That's the demasculization. But we talking about 2022.
And what's crazy about that? What's crazy about that is that he even acknowledged. Let me say this. He acknowledged the damage that he did by wearing that dress. He said Thug did acknowledge the damage that he did by wearing that dress. And he was like, you know what? I just was doing it on fashion. He said, but I thought about it. Like, I got little boys and kids and sons that look at me. I don't want these niggas wearing dresses. Hold on.
He was being paid for that. He knew he was being paid.
Yeah, but let me go back to this so I can be clear. Let me go back so I can be clear. If you guys are participating in these type of activities where you out here murdering and maiming and doing these things to your community and your ass got caught. And this is what it is, because you guys have too much money. I mean, your little pinky finger could pay off my goddamn house. So it's no excuse for this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's no excuse. Y'all niggas pushing P for real in real life. These niggas don't know if you're pushing it in real life or not.
We're talking about, Reggie. That's what we're talking about art imitating life, and this being the only genre. For instance, Al Pacino could go act and be a gangster in a movie. You ain't expecting Al Pacino to come out and really shoot somebody. So we have to stop that. Okay. I forgot what was my next thing. I didn't be forgetting. Rihanna.
Ride up to him with your dress on, like running. All right.
Yeah. And everybody else wearing the dress. And now they wearing bags. Rihanna and ASAP Rocky had a baby this year, and they finally released a picture of the beautiful bundle of joy.
I wasn't just like Rihanna.
I was.
She always said that she wanted to be a mom.
And she had started to dial back from the music scene and really focus on making her money work for her. You know what I'm saying? So I knew she was like making a stable situation so she could be a mom. I saw that working for her. So I knew it was coming. That's why she was like, to hell with this music. I'm trying to get to this money.
Right. Okay. I mean, she made it happen. I love Rihanna as a mom. Khalida, what about you?
I think she's cute as a mom. I've seen her with her niece, and prior to that, she looks like she really likes kids. So I thought it would be a good look for her. And I didn't realize how fine ASAP Rocky was. I said, oh, this nigga, really? Yeah, he's kind of handsome. So I was like, okay, Reed, I see you. He ain't Chris Brown, but you know.
You don't like ASAP?
I didn't say I like it. It's the braids. It's giving me 1992.
But you see, all of them is bringing the braids back. Even the ones that shouldn't. I don't know why. You know,
that's one thing we can leave.
Them the Hurricane Chris braids.
Right.
Remember, hey, baby. Them the same braids.
I don't like it.
I think that the baby is beautiful. I ain't gonna lie. We got to give a shout out to Cardi B, because I think Cardi B made it a little more acceptable for high profile entertainers to just be pregnant and show it off.
Yeah.
Because at first when she got pregnant, I was like, what's she doing? Then I see the progression of her making it. Okay, we're women. We reproduce. Yeah, we can still be superstars and do the same thing. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to hit that little pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Rihanna.
I just think Rihanna did pregnancy fashion in Rihanna style. And I don't think nobody could have duplicated that. Nobody could have wore some of that shit but her, and it looked good. And we still was like, well, damn, okay.
Only Rihanna could come out with a comforter on and look amazing. Like
a
comforter. You got a bedazzled comforter on? Only Rihanna could do that.
She had one of them blankets on that we find at the Mexican markets out here, them heavy ass blankets.
It's some space.
It's the Retired Hood Rat Podcast. Thank you to everybody tuning in live. Don't forget to go subscribe to my YouTube, share it with a friend. Also, go to my fan page, comedian T.Barb. Don't forget, every Monday at 9 a.m. you can hear this show and on YouTube 9 a.m. And every Thursday, Spotify, Google Play. Detroit is different. Go subscribe so you can check out this show all the time. Shout out to everybody on TikTok who's been chiming in. Let's see, we got a few comments. There is no excuse to support the art, period. I don't know what that was to. They put him in a dress because they had an agenda to emasculate the black man. That was for Young Thug. Somebody say funny and cute is hell. Thank you. Spell hell HALE. That took a lot of effort.
I'm not about to play with
We appreciate it. Make sure you follow me. We on with my guest Hershe The Entertainer.
Hershe.
And my bestie, Kalita, all the way from the West Coast.
No, she's not
So I know
The
Tiffany as
the bestie today. I love
the
it.
bestie.
So the bestie sent a long list. What's our next topic? Because we know she know, because she got it itemized.
Okay, I know as a comedian, you're gonna talk about the slap. Can we just talk about it and get it over with, please?
Oh, let's talk about the slap.
That was this year.
That's
what started the year off with the bull.
I ain't got nothing to say. This on y'all as comedians. I'm just gonna say,
Let me tell you something. Had to clear my throat. As a comedian, first of all, you know who you can and can't slap. Okay, that's the first thing.
You do know who you can and cannot slap.
It ain't gonna never happen. I don't care where we at. If it's Oscars, Grammy, I will slap the hell out of you back. Okay, that's the first thing. But do I think it was? I'm on the fence. Do I feel like it was a cool thing to do? Nah. But do I also understand people are human and nobody's always going to be perfect? Absolutely. Will has with his entire life would be a damn near squeaky clean, right? But at some point you get fed. Now, as a comedian, I will say it's hard because people say it's no line. It should be a line to a certain extent. For me, I don't believe in being an insult comedian unless I have to be. Like if I got a heckler, other than that, I don't, because you don't know what people going through.
You don't.
So at that moment, we don't know what the Smith household looked like. Jada probably just had a whole episode and Will was like, let me just get her to the damn show. You know what I'm saying? So it probably triggered him. So I'm on the fence with both. I understand Will's stance, but I also understand Kurt's doing his job. But it's like, hey, you gotta.
I think what it was, I really do. And someone says Will is really hood.
Yeah.
And shout out Triple B. Say, well, thank you. What I think is that pressure bust pipes.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of times when we don't address issues as they go, sometimes you'll see a person just boil over and spill into the pot. Yeah. And I think that's what happened with Will and that smack. Mm-hmm. I think that it was a build up of things. And I think that we don't understand that celebrities are real people just like you and I. So think about if someone was constantly antagonizing you. I don't think it was Chris Rock. I really don't. I think Chris Rock was just the butt of the overflow at that moment. Yeah. I think he had been going through stuff with Jada. The August Alsina thing, he tried to act like that was so normal. And instead of being like, yo, this tripping, he was, oh, it's okay. We friends, knowing good and well he was embarrassed by it.
Yeah. I think, for a lot of people, it was like, it wasn't that serious. But like you said, it could be the smallest thing that sets you off. I remember I used to get bullied, y'all, in school by this one girl named Pamela, right? Pamela used to bully me. Pamela, bitch. Listen,
Pamela ain't shit today. Pamela ain't shit today.
But listen, she was
Pamela pumping gas.
You famous. She not. No, I'm just playing.
Listen,
we petty. That's why we best friends, is we petty like that. Sorry.
She stepped on my foot. Girl, I woke Pamela out just for stepping on my foot.
But think about how much stuff Pamela had probably got away with before you wore her out.
And that's why I feel like the same thing with Will. I feel like it's like a build up.
Yeah, and it's like the saying goes, when they say a scared person will damn near beat the shit out of you. By the time they snap, I don't even think that. I think that Will has done a great job at just being a professional. And I think that's what we forget. He's doing a job, you know what I'm saying? And so he knows how to be professional on and off the screen. Now, who he is as a person, personally, we'll never really know. We heard Willie like to get down. Willie is a ladies' man. So Jada has probably dealt with a lot of stuff on her own, but let's just keep it real. Will has been in the shadow of Tupac since he came into Jada's life. So I mean, this was his thug life moment. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you talking about my girls, you talking about my girl, she got alopecia. I'm tired of this shit. I see the sadness in her eyes. I done blacked out. If Pac was here, Pac would have rushed this nigga, so I'm gonna do it.
Facts. I think, and then someone, shout out to G-Dub, who also brought out that Chris is super professional. How do you keep your composure?
And he was professional as well, very professional. So that's what I'm saying. Like, these are consummate, these are performers that have been around doing this for a long time. So a lot of people wanted Chris to go, nigga, on, New Jack City on the Oscar stage. I wouldn't have did it on the stage. I would have did it backstage. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, they wouldn't have got me on stage, but I would have got his ass backstage. If somebody would have been waiting on Will.
A nigga though.
And he's still not. You know what I mean? Yeah, right. He does not cater to us niggas in his entertaining. So let me be quiet because he's not my favorite person. So I'm just gonna move on.
I think that it was a tough spot for everybody.
Yeah. I don't think it was fair.
Judging what we would have did. Yeah. How we, like you said, Khalida, they professionals. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he got a 6-digit check in the back. And you don't know what somebody got to pay.
Let's keep it real. I mean,
I realize it costs so much to maintain this lifestyle. And some of us, just like in real life, that's just like you may have a boss. I had my cousin was getting sexually harassed at work. It took her months to say something. And my first thought is I would have said something off the rip. Well, I don't know. She needed her job. She needed her money. She didn't realize that she could do this. She didn't want to be ostracized. So it's reasons we all do certain things.
And to be fair, as a professional, Chris Rock has found a way to spin this into his favor. I mean, his tour, he's been touring, and that's been, the highlight of his tour. He's been now added to stuff like Dave Chappelle is taking them on, so it kind of,
It worked
for him, but then you also see on the flip side, because some of us from the outside looking in, they took sides. Everybody took Chris' side, and then you'll see later on they didn't. Everybody still has camaraderie with Will too. It's just us nosy people out here with no money that's trying to be like, oh, Will Smith is the shut up. They too rich for us anyway to be worried about their business. It is what it is. He slapped the nigga ain't slap him back, and what we gonna do?
But the industry is wild. They so unforgiving. Like, they love Will to death, and right after, we getting ready. Like, damn, y'all throw him away that quick. Like,
ain't nobody. I'm not gonna say the comedian's name,
but you have to do that in their face. You gotta see he got a new movie, Emancipation. It's like nothing happened. People like to show face, and I'm pretty sure in the back room somewhere is somebody like, I gotta publicly denounce you, but we got a 3-month plan to get you right back.
Yeah, I hope so, because I was like,
there was a comedian who was. I don't want to say the comedian's name, but he went on an interview and he went on a F Will Smith tirade. I don't F with Will Smith
to go viral.
Yeah, and I was like, what is this? Like, why are you so mad? Why are you so mad? You act like he tarred and feathered Chris on the stage or something. Like, I mean, in the Chris ain't this mad.
It goes back to the Kim Kardashian method. Kim Kardashian did a sex tape. Do you think that was like,
thank you for taking us there
to be who she is? Now, people, the young generation don't even remember. She started from a sex tape with Ray J. All we see now is the glitz and glam. So it's a lot of people that start on negative connotations and they spin it around for their good.
And can we talk about that since you took us there? Because that was
our last
show.
I was just about to say.
Okay, that was a show too. So at some point, Ray J got real lit, and the Kardashians have recreated the same show on Hulu, and they act like they was doing something new. Like, they didn't reinvent the wheel. They just went to Hulu. And now that they're on Hulu, they getting a little jiggy with it. And she made a comment along the lines like, I don't even the sex tape comes up. And she alludes to the fact that like he slipped her a pill, like an ecstasy. He gave her some drugs, which set Ray J off, rightfully so, because he's like, hold on. I got a brand. Ray J, whether we like it or not, Ray J is a hell of a businessman. He took the Raycon brand and blew that up over $50 million. He's a hell of an entertainer. He makes for good TV. He's a smart black man.
Jay's baby on that Versus.
Right, because we got to get there too. And so he goes, so when she makes this comment, it sets him off, and he like, wait a minute, because in the era of the Me Too and all this shit, you making it seem like I date raped you to have this sex tape, when in essence we filmed 3 because your mama Viacom or the porno company was like, this one is kind of boring. So at the direction of Miss Chris, allegedly, let me say allegedly, Big Chris said, "Go give it all you got, Kim. Come on back with 2 more.
Do what Mama taught you.
If I had one wish."
But here's my thing.
Till my baby's born. Till my baby's born.
That we should talk about that too. But first of all, Kim, ain't nobody got to slip you nothing for you to slip them pennies off. Quit it. You gotta relax. You gotta relax. Like,
speaking of last topic,
Ray J busted out the contracts and all kinds of shit.
Kanye West, Kim got a divorce this year. Kanye went on several rants. They called him anti-Semitic. He lost his Adidas deal. He went from being a
they took that security number. They took his citizenship, his social security number, everything gone.
Can Kanye come back? Bestie, can Kanye come back?
I don't think he ever went nowhere in the eyes of some of these idiots. I still haven't heard Donda 2. All we can do is pray for Kanye because we know clearly he got some type of mental illness, but he ain't really went nowhere. I ain't gonna lie, if he let me get a beat for free, I'm gonna rap on it.
That's what we're talking about. Hershe.
Kanye is a genius. He is the king of controversy and keeping his name relevant, and he actually got a lot of stuff going on, so he ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going up.
And we have some other highlights. What about our Black Supreme Court Justice? We cannot
Black Supreme Court Justice. Woo, woo, woo. That was a big highlight. That was a big
Tanji Brown.
As a Black woman, I shed a tear for sure.
We needed 2 hours to go over this whole.
Barbara Walters died. We gotta say Barbara Walters.
After show. So we got a Black Supreme Court Justice this year. One more thing. What else happened this year? 2022.
Girl, Barbara Walters died on
Barbara the 30th. Walters died at the end. She went out with a bang.
Keke Palmer is pregnant.
Keke Palmer is pregnant.
Yeah, it's the whole.
And wait, can we talk about the January the 1st? Gangsta Boo is dead.
Yeah,
Gangsta Boo is dead, but January 6th insurrection. They finally prosecuted some people.
Y'all got the Popeye shut down.
I thought that was a life offense, being that was a federal crime. And I hate to say it, that made our country look weak as fuck. So
you got your Popeye shut down for the rats and the roaches.
The Popeyes and the rat and roaches. Shout out to me. Shout out to G-Man Cash. We was all on that. Shout out to the DoorDash driver who had the courage to record that, because
I ain't never seen roaches crawling on straws. It was roaches crawling on the straws.
It wasn't 2 roaches. It was like 40 roaches.
Yeah,
and they was all in the chicken. They was in the
I want to talk about too when we got our after show. I want to talk about this Glorilla rapping in front of an abortion clinic. Somebody what? She got murder on her mind.
Okay, listen. All right, we gonna have to go into that.
Girl,
that's 2023.
Girl, that I was gonna get into that when we was talking about the Roe versus Wade and how she set us back. But baby, I was like, what is even this?
Oh, Glorilla, gangsta. We had so much going on. Listen. Oh my God, we always need more time. It's the Retired Hood Rap Podcast. Don't forget to click the subscribe and like the show, click subscribe, share it. If you're on my Facebook fan page, make sure you share and subscribe. Don't forget, every Thursday, Spotify, Google Play on Detroit is Different. Look up the Retired Hood Rap Podcast. Boop, 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 boop. Hershe, what you got going on?
All right, now. Y'all can follow me everywhere because it's time to go. But follow me at the main place I really need everybody to follow me at Hershe Does It All on Cash App. That's really important. Right. But no, y'all can follow me all social media platforms at HERSH Does It All. Not them all, unless it's the 1st and the 15th. So thank you for having me. I
appreciate it. This is divine. Bestie.
Hi. Thank you. Having me, I had a ball. I've been trying to get Tiffany to let's do this podcast thing together every now and again forever. So thank you for having me. I had so much fun.
Come on, you gotta come on back as our.
You gotta come like every year. I was about to say you gotta do that every
at least get her once a month. See, she gotta get up at 6 a.m.
She can go back to sleep.
So we appreciate it. West Coast. I'll be out on the West Coast
side.
Don't forget New Jersey. If you in New Jersey, I'll be by Philly February 11th for Valentine's Day. I am headlining. So make sure you check that out.
Hey.
You can follow me on Instagram. I am T.Barb. TikTok comedian T.Barb. My website is scrolling around the bottom. www.tbarb is funny.com. Don't forget February 1st. Meet me at the Detroit House of Comedy. We are having a new comedian showcase. So we got Martini Harris. It's gonna be lit. And until next time, y'all, don't forget, retire hood rat. Relapse is a part of recovery. You can live the life you want to live, and you can retire from being a hood rat unless you want to be one. It's T.Barb, it's Hershe, it's the bestie. We out.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.